This is the mystery of Pentecost. I wonder what could be inside. It looks like a parable, but it's red. It must be like a parable, and yet not a parable. I have an idea. Let's look inside and see what is there. There are some things inside the box, but there's nothing else to help us get ready. So all we can do is begin. There once was a great tower. Everyone working on the tower spoke the same language, and they worked together. But as the tower grew taller and taller, they began to talk in different ways. The tower came so close to God, but the people forgot why they were building it. They grew so proud of themselves that they began to think that they were greater builders than God. Each group thought that it was better than any of the others. A huge noise replaced their talking. It made no sense. Everyone was babbling. Soon the tower fell. So it was called the Tower of Babel. The language of the people of the earth was shattered, and it broke into splinters. Each one was beautiful, but it was broken. Thousands of years passed. Then Jesus died on the cross. But somehow, he was still with the people around him as he is with us. They kept seeing him, and they couldn't let him go. Then one day, something amazing happened. The disciples were in Jerusalem. There they are. Andrew, John, James, Peter, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the Less, Simon, and Jude. Judas was no longer there because he had already died. Jesus took the 11 disciples outside of Jerusalem to a mountain called Olivet. Jesus went up, and soon the Holy Spirit would come down. The 11 disciples went back into the city. They were full of joy and went to the temple to pray. They then went to the upper room and with God's help decided that Matthias would take Judas's place. On Sunday, the 12 were together again. Suddenly, there was a sound like a mighty wind rushing in to be with them. It was the Holy Spirit. They became so full of its power that they seemed to be on fire. Their tongues burned in their mouths. They were so excited that people wondered what was going on. When the disciples went out into the streets of Jerusalem, there were people there from all different countries, and they all spoke different languages. But everyone could see that the 12 had come close to God, and God had come close to them in a new way. It no longer mattered that they spoke different languages. The disciples had become apostles. They went out into all of the world to tell this story. Ever since, Pentecost has been celebrated to remember that day. Now, I wonder what part of this story you like best. I wonder what the most important part of this story could be. I wonder where you are in this story, or what part of this story is about you. I wonder if we can leave out any of this story and still have all the story that we need. I wonder if you have ever come close to something like this. I wonder if there is anything in our church that reminds you of this.